that is where I noticed the biggest change. Hello everyone, I'm Jodylynn and thank you so much for joining me. Today's video is all about the mid cheek lines, and I'm going to talk to you about what causes them, some things that we can do to minimize those lines and help to prevent them from getting any deeper at home, as well as what you might want to look into in office if that is the route that you want to go. So the mid cheek lines are one of my main concerns. These lines, if they get any deeper, can definitely become heavy bags. And it is the concern that led me to really look into skincare. I was never into skincare. I am 51 years old and I do not get Botox fillers or plastic surgery. This is where I was before starting my skincare journey. You can really see those lines. You can also see the sagginess in the face because this also brings down everything else, which I'll talk about in just a moment. With some love and TLC and the right beauty devices and SPF daily, I feel that I have really helped to minimize those lines and also keeping them from getting any deeper and really just aging as well. What even causes them? First of all, they can be hereditary. I have seen them in children. And it definitely can be sun damage, smoking. I'm going to show you kind of what happens to the face and why these lines look like this. So we're going to pretend that my fist is actually my cheek, okay? And we're going to put this is going to be fat that is on my cheek. And this is nice, healthy fat on the cheek area, okay? Plump, we love it. What ends up happening is as we age, the fat pad we can lose, and it goes like this. And so you get that line, and then your fat is down here, and the whole face starts to really sag. So skincare really can help to minimize, bring down those lines. There's nothing at home that can get rid of these lines. So I just want to make that really clear. The most important thing is catching those lines when you first start to see them and doing things in your routine that will help prevent them from getting any worse. So let's talk about some at-home things that you can do. SPF is number one. You need to be wearing SPF every single day. That is step one. Hydration is really important as well. When I use more matte products on my face, like a matte foundation, I notice that that line is actually it looks a little bit deeper. The more hydration that I have on my face, I feel like the line is actually less. Obviously retinol as well, helping build collagen in this area for sure is going to help, to minimize those lines as well. The thing though that has helped me the most is using a radiofrequency device. That is where I noticed the biggest change. So radiofrequency devices, I've done tons of videos on radiofrequency devices. I am all about radiofrequency, especially if you have advanced signs of aging. I find those lines to be more advanced signs of late aging. And let's just get this right out of the bag, because I know all of you are going to be asking me, does radiofrequency cause fat loss in the face? At-home radiofrequency does not cause fat loss in the face. And I would not continue to use it if it did, because I have a very long, thin face. So I definitely do not want it to become any thinner.
Patients feel they have been overfilled and they want to get rid of some of the fat. Then I'm being asked, can I use my radio frequency device? What can I do? I've been back to see my doctor. They can't help me. Can I use a radio frequency device at home to melt this fat myself? Which doesn't feel like a good idea to me. But I mean, what do you do in that instance? If somebody comes back to you and says, I feel like a hamster, what do I do?
So I don't think a home radio frequency device is going to be powerful enough to really affect the fat.
Yeah.
But there are some devices that do affect fat naturally. There's a procedure called Morpheus.
Yes. Yeah.
I've been using radio frequency for over 3 years and I use it weekly. So I can tell you it does not do that. And I will list Dr. Dray's video, who is a board certified dermatologist that also has looked at studies and indicates that at-home devices do not do that.
What about these at-home devices? Radio frequency at home, is that safe? Short answer is yes. Can it trigger facial fat loss? It shouldn't, and it's never been reported. At-home radio frequency devices, they have actually been studied, albeit in small studies. The research isn't super robust, but we actually have some randomized controlled trials of at-home radio frequency demonstrating that not only can it be effective for improving fine lines and wrinkles around, say for example, the eyes and the mouth, but it's also safe.
So radio frequency helps to build collagen and also tighten that top layer of skin. And you can see that in my before and after photos. Also, I want to make a note that from the before and after 2020 to 2021, I used a microcurrent device paired with the Newa radio frequency, and this is the device that really took my anti-aging issues to the next level, where it really changed. It was like a game changer. So I'm going to list that video also in the product description if you want to really see my journey. But this is the device that was like a huge game changer for me. And this is radio frequency. This is the only modality of this device, and it is clinical grade. It's FDA cleared as well, and it uses 3D technology, which is what is used in some dermatologist office, radio frequency devices in there, but it's obviously made for at home, but it's a wonderful device. The thing that I want to point out is that I believe that at-home radio frequency is going to be able to help those people that have mild to moderate signs of aging. If you have a really advanced signs of aging, I think that it can definitely be beneficial for you, but it depends on your expectation. It's not going to do anything that in office is going to be able to do for you. If you also have really heavy bags, that is something that you're going to want to go into a dermatologist about. And I probably would not use radio frequency on heavy bags because there's so much fluid in there, and you're going to want to see someone, a specialist, a dermatologist, to really see what you can do in office. I hope this is helpful. Another at-home beauty device that I love to use is the EMS device. This is by Medicube, and I like to go right underneath that cheekbone and where that fat pad is as well, and really get in there and hold it up like this. Because this is actually going to, it's EMS, so it's electric muscle stimulation. It actually contracts the muscle. Okay, that's why I like to use it here, because what this is going to do, it's going to help to tone that muscle. So if you're going to tone and build up that cheekbone muscle, your cheeks can appear to be a bit fuller because you're toning that muscle underneath. Please understand, this is not going to give you like, this is not like muscle on steroids or anything like that by any means, but I think that you get what I'm talking about. It's going to help to give you a bit of a lift and move everything in that direction, because what you want to do is you want this area to get more lifted like this, right? That's what you want. And especially with the fat pad loss, it hanging down here, you want to move it up if you can, which is why I love this device for that reason. So EMS paired with radio frequency, I think you're going to see the biggest change as far as minimization goes. Also, face yoga. I know that probably many of you are like, really? But yes, there are certain techniques that you can do that I feel that is going to help with this area as well. For an example, the tongue placement on your mouth is really important. So if you always have your tongue down, it brings the whole face down. So it's really important to keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth all the time and keeping a small space in between the teeth like this. Like that's how you want your mouth to be. It actually holds the structure of your face more up. Also, another face yoga technique that I use a lot is having a slight smile on your face. So if you are constantly like this, you see that everything is just kind of more down. You want to train these new muscles to be up. So just even the slightest smile is going to move those muscles, and you're retraining them to be more taut in that upward direction. Sorry, I'm not like a face yoga expert, so I don't know all the names of all the muscles and everything. But I have done research through Koko. If you guys have followed her, she's like literally the #1 face yoga person out on YouTube. She works with celebrities. I've really dove deep into some of her content. So that is something else that I do, is just, you know, keeping that slight smile and or a lift. Okay, this is amazing. This is going to train you to keep that tongue up as well as get that space between the teeth. And this also works at a structural level. So this works through adaptation. I've done a whole video. I've also interviewed the doctor on this particular product. I'm so like, I love this product. And honestly, I think that everyone should have this product, but it is going to help with the facial structure as well, which I just find to be so interesting. It works unlike any other beauty device works, and I'm sold, and I completely swear by this, but this is going to help the cheek area as well to appear fuller. So this is what I know that you can do at home, and that's from experience. I've been doing this for the past 3 years, and I feel that I have been really preventing those lines from getting any worse. It's very difficult to get rid of these lines. If you add filler into this area, it can help to get rid of this line, and it also is going to help your cheeks to become much fuller. That is something, however, that you're going to have to do consistently in about 3 to 4 months, because the filler does wear down, and you're always going to want to make sure that if that is the route that you go, that you look into a really good injector, because I've also heard horror stories with people that haven't, but that is something that you can do. I know that plastic surgery, that's definitely more invasive, can help as well. And I think they cut the tissue and maybe move the fat up. Like, it's really intense. What I have heard that is really the best in office treatment is fat transfer. So they will take fat out of the body and they will inject it into the face to give you a more fuller look. From my understanding, that is something that lasts, I think, pretty much forever or a very long time, compared to fillers where you're going to go in, you know, every 3 to 4 months. And they have to do something with the fat. Like they take out the fat, and then there's something that they need to do before they are able to even implant it back into the body. So it's definitely a more lengthy process and procedure. And I'm assuming it's more intense, you know, than just getting an injection. Because there is that downtime, there's bruising, there's swollen, you know, they say that, you know, you're probably going to be out of work for maybe 7 to 10 days. So it's definitely more involved, and I'm assuming because of that, it's definitely going to be more expensive. Editing Jodylynn here, wanted to pop in because I wanted to share with you that there are 2 videos out, or 3 in the product description, that I think is really important for you to review if you're thinking about fat transfer. So Dr. Rajani is a doctor that specializes in non-plastic surgery. So he focuses on aesthetics with devices, microneedling, you know, the high-power devices. And he does YouTube videos about what he does, and they're very educational. But he does not do fat transfer, and he talks about why. And he actually does what is called PRF, which is platelet-rich fibrin. And I'm going to link that video. And then I'm also going to link another video for you as well by another very famous plastic surgeon that for that area, all he uses and that he swears by is fat transfer is the best outcome. So I'm going to link just so that you have all the information if that is kind of the route that you're thinking about going. just to really do your research and, you know, ask the questions that you might need to, whoever you go to. But that is something that you can look into as well. And from my understanding, I think that that is all that is really out there: fillers, surgery, and fat transfer. If there is anything else that you are aware of, let us know. We would all love to know. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you do not miss my upcoming videos. Until next time.